Hey guys, what's going on? Gamer Jake here, and in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to add your own custom cards into YGOPro. But before we do that, before we get started, I do want to say I hope you each had a wonderful holiday season with Christmas or Hanukkah and the New Year's and whatever you guys celebrate. So I hope you guys had a wonderful holiday season. So let's get into the video. So first of all, here you may notice that some of these cards look a little bit different. Clayman looks a little bit different. Verstinatrix, Avion, Neos looks a little bit different. I don't know. I think he may have gotten a tan. But Sparkman here, Sparkman looks pretty different too. And they each, if you notice, they each have effects that go with them. So basically, these are retrained cards that I made for YGOPro. This one obviously is for Neos, Sparkman, Clayman, Verstinatrix, and Avion. So with this, you can add. With this tutorial, you're going to be able to add your own custom cards into the database. What this means is that you can search them here. Boom. Boom. It doesn't mean that they actually work in the game. I will make a video later on how to do that in the upcoming future, maybe in 2 or 3 weeks. I'm still getting exactly a good idea and a good grip of exactly how to make them work. Well, the technical word is how to make them function. But how to make them function in the game, as actual cards. But that's going to be coming up in a couple of weeks. Since there's so many different variables with making cards function, it's going to be hard to make a tutorial about how to make any type of card. So I'm going to have like a sort of type of master list that you guys can use for that video. But again, this is just how to put them in your database and to move them over to your deck. Now, you don't have to make retrains. You can make your own custom cards. For instance, I can make a Mickey Mouse card right now for my example and just throw that, on here. And I think that's actually what I'm going to be doing. So let's pop up Google Chrome, Mickey Mouse, anime. Or no, my bad. Mickey Mouse, Yu-Gi-Oh! Images. There we go. Let's use one that I know I can use. Let's do this one. Okay, we're going to use this one. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this image, so I'm going to minimize Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro. I don't want that to happen. I'm going to throw Mickey Mouse right there, and then boom. Okay, so we have Mickey Mouse. Now what you're also going to do is you're going to need to download basically a program that runs database files. I recommend SQLite, the DB browser for SQLite, version 3.91. Whenever you download it, it should be up to date with that version. But this program is both Mac and Windows compatible. I'm not sure about any other type of engine, but I know for a fact it's Mac and Windows. There already are a bunch of, and when I mean a bunch, I mean a bunch of Windows tutorials for SQLite on how to add cards to Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro. I personally couldn't find a single one for Mac. So this is mainly going to be a Mac-sided tutorial. However, it is compatible with Windows and maybe a few other computer engines, but I can't promise on that. So you're going to want to get this. The download link will be in the description below for you guys to check that out. But so yeah, you're going to be needing this. Then what you're going to be doing is opening the YGOPro folder that contains everything. The game, the textures, the sound, everything. The pictures that you have. You're going to be needing to download, or not to download, my bad, to open this folder here. For Mac users, you can just type in YGOPro in your search thing, and it pops up. For Windows users, you're going to have to go to your documents, and actually look for it yourself. But it's not that hard, it's not that difficult at all, especially when you know where it is. I don't know where mine is. I think it's in the downloads folder, but because I can just access it through here, it's perfectly fine. So this right here, cards.cdb, is your database. This should have every card in the game. So when you open it with SQLite, it'll look something like this. You should have database structure, browse data, edit programs, execute SQL. It should look very similar to this. Maybe, this is down here. I don't know. But, maybe it is moved around a little bit. But you mainly want to go to browse data, and you should have a bunch of stuff here. As you can see, mine is completely empty, and that is because I screwed it up. So what yours should look like is actually this. Let me get it pulled up here. Boom. This is what it should look like on Browse Data. It should look like a bunch of numbers with ID, OT, alias, set code, type. Now you may have different numbers here, like for instance these 5,000 numbers you're probably not going to have, reason being they're my custom cards. So it should start with 2755-1, or maybe, or you can definitely see that. If you just search 2755-1, it's going to be there. So this is the database. This is where you actually import your cards into the game. So you're going to notice this table tab here. It's set to data. If it's not set to data, it should be set to text whenever you open it. Don't worry, if you opened it and it looked like this, that's completely fine. It's okay. Just make sure you're able to access both of these under tables. So text is actually the card here, or text is the part where we can add the actual card's name and card text. The name goes here, the card text is here. So basically anything in a black font is what the text portion does. So we're going to be adding Mickey Mouse. So what you want to do is you want to press new record. You want to put in a card ID that isn't being used. So for example, I've used like 5,000 something. Hold on, I do want to make sure. Let me scroll. Okay, yeah, it's down there. There's the Mickey Mouse card. So I haven't used 5,000. So I'm going to use 5,000 for Mickey Mouse. Make Mickey Mouse's 5,000. Boom. Okay, now I'm going to press refresh. You don't have to press refresh after you type in the ID. That's just something I personally do, so I know that it is there. But I have experienced a glitch or maybe a bug with SQLite to where if you didn't press refresh and you enter all this stuff, and then you press refresh, all of this stuff is gone. The only thing that stays is your ID. If you simply just copy and pasted your effect, it's no big deal. I recommend you press refresh after you type in the ID. So card's name is Mickey Mouse. The description, I don't know what the card description was. When this card is destroyed in a result of battle, you can pay 1,500 to add one light monster to your hand from your graveyard. That's not a bad effect. That's pretty generic. I like that. But we're gonna do. Hi everyone. I'm Mickey Mouse. Mickey Mouse. There we go. Mickey Mouse. Yeah. So you're going to be noticed. Surely you guys noticed where it said null. Basically, if you leave any of these boxes as null, the game won't open. So I know that I already have the game open here while some of those are null, but the reason being the game is open is because I opened it before I added Mickey Mouse. So if I actually type in Mickey Mouse here, it's not gonna... Mickey House, wow. If I type in Mickey Mouse, nothing's gonna show because I haven't actually added it yet. All I did was, I'm still editing it. We haven't saved it or applied it yet. So we have the description. What is STR? STR is basically this right here, your search mechanics, how you can search for cards. I don't use this at all. Instead, I just look for a card name, for instance, Neos, and boom, I have my Neos cards. I never use this. So if you guys use this, I don't know what to tell you because I don't know what to put in these boxes here. So I just leave them blank. There's 16 of them total. Boom. And it's easy. You just press your right key and then you double tap enter. So there's 16 of them total. All of them are now blank. So now we have completed the text portion of Mickey Mouse. So we want to copy this ID number just to save me just because I'm lazy and I don't want to type it again. Now we're going to go to data. So data, it gets a little bit more complicated. Nothing you can't handle though. So here, it's more random numbers. We still have the ID numbers here. Those look familiar here on the left. But everything else, OT, alias, set code, type, all of this looks a little bit different, and it should, don't worry. So you're going to press new record, you're going to paste your code, or just type it in, and boom. And then I'm going to press refresh again, just because I like to. So OT, what is OT? OT basically means there's 4 types of OT. There's 4 types of OT. If you put 1, let me show you. If I type in 1, then the card is TCG limited only. If I put in 2, then it's OCG limited only. If I put in 3, it's TCG and OCG. If I put in 4, it's anime. So the reason why I usually set them all to 4 is because I don't want to accidentally mistake them for real cards, and plus it's easier for me to search for my own cards when I have the anime thing on. For instance, I have my own archetype known as Codeman. I type in Codeman without anime cards, nothing pops up. Show anime cards and search, everything pops up. So again, that's why, that's what that's for. So Mickey Mouse is going to be an anime card. Alias. What's an alias? Well, in real world terms, alias is like another name. So it's sort of like also known as. So does Mickey Mouse is Mickey Mouse treated as another monster? No, Mickey Mouse is not treated as Stardust Dragon. Its name isn't also Dark Magician. You get the point. So we're going to type in no. Set code. What is a set code? A set code is an archetype. So basically, we have my Codeman cards that I was talking to you about. 365, or no, my bad. 3565 is the archetype code for my Codeman cards. Mickey Mouse, we're not going to make an archetype for, so we can just simply put 0, because you see some of them have 0. So if it's not part of an archetype and it's just a regular generic card, you can just put in 0. Type. What type of monster or what type of card is this? So this is when you're going to need the master list, and that is this right here. You should have this with your YGOPro. Maybe not. I don't. Well, I thought I did. Is it here? No. You should have it. Expansions. Is it here? No. Screenshot, script, single. Texture. Okay. Alright, well, I don't know where I got this from, but I guess I'll make a MediaFire link so you guys can download this LUA file. It's a text file. If you have anything like notes or text edit, you can easily open this on a Mac. For Windows users, you should have something else. Maybe you can open this with your version of, with your like Microsoft Word or something. I'm not exactly sure. But maybe you guys have a text edit sort of type of thing where it's sort of like notes, but it's a text. So I don't know exactly what to tell you Windows users, but Mac users, it should open automatically for your text edit. So this right here is your master list. This has everything you'll need to make any type of card. So the majority of this is for card effects. So basically on how to make cards work and function like I mentioned at the beginning of the video. We're not going to be messing with those. All we're going to be doing is this right here. Just type. And we're also going to be doing attribute and race for the type of monster. But because we're putting in the card's type, we're going to be looking at the type section. So Mickey Mouse is a monster. So we're going to be taking this. He's also an effect monster. So we're going to be taking that as well. So 21 basically, right? Effect is 20. And he's a monster, so 21. Alright, I already know what the code is for this. Basically what you're going to be doing is this right here. You're going to take, if your card, for instance, is 2 things, I mean, obviously it's going to be a monster if it's a monster, but like if it is a pendulum monster, or yeah, if it's a pendulum monster, you're going to, actually that's not pendulum, hold on a second, equals 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. I was missing the pendulum card, or the pendulum code. But what you're going to be doing, for instance, if it's a pendulum monster, you're going to be taking the pendulum. Let me make a new note. And then you're going to add it with monster. And monster is 1. So we're going to put 1 in the last digits place, and then 0x, because we have the 0x right in front of it. You don't need the equal sign. The equal sign means that type monster is the same as equals, or is the same as that. So that's a pendulum monster. Mickey Mouse is not a pendulum monster. So Mickey Mouse is a effect 20 monster. So 21. Boom. Now what you're going to be doing is opening up, I'm going to be keeping the image up there just in case I lose it, a hexadecimal to decimal converter. and boom. I recommend this website. This is the one that I always use. So you're going to be typing in your hex value, which is this, and convert, got an add, and convert, and 33. So the type code, wrong thing, the type code, boom, my bad. The type code, the decimal value, is going to be 33 for an effect monster, always. So boom, if it's a pendulum, you got to worry about this stuff here, and again, I'll make a video later about how to exactly do more complex stuff such as pendulum monsters, but for a regular effect monster, 33. So Mickey Mouse's attack, what was Mickey Mouse's attack? I have preview set up, 1500, okay, so attack is 1500. Defense is 1000. The level is 4. You may be looking at this and being like, why does that monster have that high of a level? Don't worry, I'll explain later. Race. Mickey Mouse is a spellcaster, so we're going to be taking our master list, scrolling down to race. Spellcaster is 2, so we're going to open this back up, and it turned into an ad. So 0x2, which should just be 2. So we're going to open SQLite, race, boom, attribute. What is the attribute master list? Attribute is dark, so that's 20. Or actually, no, what was Mickey Mouse? My bad. Mickey Mouse was light, wasn't it? Light. Light is, where is light? 10. So we're going to open up our converter, put in 10, convert, 16. So now we're going to type 16 right there, and boom. Category. This, again, is the same thing as STR. It's this right here. Don't worry about it. If you don't use this, and I don't know why you would when you can just type up a card's name, you know, you're perfectly fine. So for category, 0. Now we have the card in as text, Mickey Mouse, and as data. Boom. Now I do have the card here as an effect monster, even though its effect is hi everyone, I'm Mickey Mouse. So again, this is just the card text. This isn't exactly how to make the card work. I could have the actual effect here, like I do for these other cards, but it doesn't actually mean that the effect is there. I mean, similar to how I have, actually, I thought I had it. I guess I don't anymore. But I had a friend's fusion, or not fusion, pendulum monster in here. I can access it here though. Boom. This card right here. I actually do have its effect in the game functioning and working. However, I just have the text here as stuff, mainly because I just haven't gotten around to actually wording out the text and pasting it all there. It takes me 2 minutes. I'm lazy. So anyway, we're going back here, and that's it. That's it. We're done. All we have to do is just save that, and then you're going to close SQLite. Do you want to save the changes? Yes, we do. Alright, pause the video real quick. I do want to say that what I'm saying right now is I recorded after I finished editing the video. So after I finish this little segment, it'll go back to the regular recording. But I do want to say that after you close SQLite and you save the database, you save the changes for like Mickey Mouse or whatever your card is, you need to take the database you edited and put it in the expansions folder. It doesn't matter what you name it as long as it ends in .cdb. For instance, mine is gameandjake.cdb. What I recommend you do is you keep a card database, a plain one, that has all the regular cards here with all your other stuff, with your picks, with your textures, with the actual game. You keep your regular database here, and then every time you add a new card, or a new archetype rather, you make a new database for it. So for example, if I'm adding another archetype, like if I want to add a Mickey Mouse archetype, I'll copy this, I'll paste it, and then I'll change it to Disney archetype.lu or CDB, my bad. And then the cards that you put in here are obviously going to be the Disney cards, if that makes sense. So you want to have different CDBs per archetype, or you can have them in one giant big CDB file. It's a personal preference, but I recommend you have separate databases for separate archetypes. That way you can easily send each one to friends without you sending over 12,000 cards to your friends. I mean, it's just to keep things simple. It's to keep things, organized. But again, it's a personal preference. You don't have to. If you want to keep sending your friends databases that consist of 12,000 cards, by all means, go ahead. But I recommend that you have separate databases per archetype, and it works. For instance, Disney archetype, for this database, if this was the database that only had the Disney card, and this one didn't, my regular one, Game and Jake, so I'm going to remove this one. Actually, I don't really know how to, but point being, different card databases for different archetypes. Alright, I'll continue now. So now we're going to take our Mickey Mouse picture. We're going to change its name. Wow. Hold on. Get rid of that. I don't need that. We're going to change its name to the ID number. The ID number was 5000, and it's a JPEG. And we're going to put it in our pics. So, YGOPro. What about pics? 2016. I don't think those are it. Previous 7 days. Yeah, that's it. Okay. And then I should have my own custom cards here. Yeah, there they are. Alright, so we're going to move it there. And there we go. So now I'm going to close YGOPro. Now I'm going to open it. Deck edit. Mickey Mouse. Ladies and gentlemen, there you go. That is how you add a effect monster to the game. Now again, if you wanted to add a spell or anything like that, you can easily just easily pause the screen to see right here. These are all the hexadecimal codes for the type of card: monster, spell, trap, etc., etc. Trap monster, which I'm guessing is like Tiki Curse. Yeah. So, anyway guys, that's how to add a card into the game. Again, not how to make them functional. And can I put them? Mickey Mouse is now officially in Jaden's deck. Boom. Now again, this card can't be used for anything. Like, I mean, no, it can't. It can be used as synchro material, it can be used as Xyz material, it can be used, I mean, like, this card, it can attack, it can defend, it can be used as a regular card, and if you play a card that says target an effect monster, then this card qualifies. However, it doesn't have an effect. So therefore, it's technically a normal monster, but it's registered as an effect. If that makes any sense to you guys, have at it. But yeah, so we can use this card, but if it's an effect monster, we technically, can't use its effect yet. So a video will come out in the future on how to actually make these cards work. And later, the ideal card that I'll use for, or the card that I'll use to make an effect will be Mickey Mouse. So since Mickey Mouse is, as easy as whatever I can make it, we're going to be doing that. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys are now able to add your own cards to the game without, feeling like you can't, but now you can. Again, they don't work yet. I'm going to make a video later about how to actually make them work. So guys, thank you all for watching. This is Gaming Jake, logging out. Peace.